Good day, everyone. This is Jade Hempisao, and this time I'm going to continue the last impact of creative activities on children, which is language development. So, language development in creative activities refers to the process of enhancing communication skills such as speaking, listening, reading, and writing through engaging and imaginative tasks. So, these activities provide an interactive and meaningful learning experience for learners to acquire and practice language naturally. As we all know that creative activities also plays a very important role in language development, fostering a child's ability to communicate effectively and understand the world around them. So next is how different creative activities contribute to language development. So I have here five. Actually, there's a lot of contributions of creative activities to language development, but I just chose five. So first one, it encourages verbal expression. Second, it boosts listening and comprehension. Third, it supports social interaction. Fourth, it enhances phonemic awareness. And last, it strengthens cognitive cognitions. So let's talk about encourages verbal expression. So creative activities like storytelling, role-playing, and pretend play provide a safe and engaging space for children to express their thoughts and emotions. So through these activities, they can explore different characters, scenarios, and feelings, leading to increased vocabulary. It improves their sentence structure also, and greater self-confidence in speaking. So, naka-remember lang ta no about aning mag-make of different scenarios or mag-explore of different characters. Like, when I was younger, I used to play balay-balay. I don't know if some of you teachers nga magduwa sa danin sa una, but sa ako kay hilig kay kog duwa sa una og kanang balay-balay. I used to be a mother, a neighbor, a sister, or any character. And then my friends also will act like they are maybe my husband, my friend, and etc. So we will like pretend play nga naami sa usa ka store. And then we will have a business like barbecue. Yang among himuon nga barbecues kay mao na siya ang kanang mga leaves gani. Yang gamito na mo ang silig tukog kay para mo himong barbecue stick kanya magluto-luto kuno hay ni yan na ay mag-act as neighbors or as customers. Yan kana sila magda sila og kanang candy wrappers. And candy wrappers, ang snowbird kay bali 50 peso, ang white rabbit kay bali 100 peso. Ing ana ba niya? Nasa uban magtansa niya, ang tansa mo na siya ang coins. So imagine before, we were so creative. But I don't know lang karon ha, but in my neighborhood, rare kayo ni siya nga case karon nga magawa siya magbuhat og balay-balay kay ako as I have observed in my niece and nephews mostly nila kay nakatutok na dyan sa gadgets, magduwag Roblox, mag-TikTok, even grade 1 knows how to play TikTok, knows how to post stories online, Facebook. Gamiton ang story ni Lola, hibo na lang ka, nagbutan dito my girlfriend, kuyawan. Yes, nga na, grabe jud ka high-tech karong panahon na. So, as a parent and as a teacher, we need to guide the students. We need to tell them that maybe using gadgets really is not good for them. Okay, and then another example is like a child creating a story about a lost pet might use like words like scared, lonely, or searching, and many more to describe the pet's emotions and the search process. And also, we could also ask them what will they feel if their pet well lost or yeah, mawala ilahang pet. So, tanata, what will you feel? And some students, they will answer, I will feel sad, teacher. And other students will say, I will cry. Ana-ana sila, no? So this helps them develop their vocabulary and express their feelings more effectively. Then as a teacher, atong role is ato na jud sila tagaan og chance to express their emotions or to express their opinion. Okay, so next one we have here boost listening and comprehension. So I noticed when I use music, rhymes, and interactive stories in my teaching, I noticed how much my maybe students like help develop their listening and comprehension skills. So ang story, rhymes, o interactive stories kay makaboost jud sila ang listening, especially if ang story o ang mga song kay ganahan jud kay sila. Labi na mga preschool or kindergarten or yeah, mga bata pa jud pero mga dagko na gani asa ta paminawon og mga story ta unless kung nindot jud kay ang story. So these activities train them to focus, follow instructions, and understand the meaning of words in fun and engaging way. So I have seen that rhymes are especially useful because they introduce children to different sounds and help them recognize patterns, which is an important step in learning how to read. For example, when I sang this nursery song like Twinkle Twinkle or Itsy Bitsy Spider, as we all know, nasa like rhyming, no? Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Yes, so as a teacher, dapat na talent sa pagkanta, sa pagsayaw, sa tanan-tanan. So, they started to remember the words quickly. Nasa uban nga mukanta na sa example mukanta na ko ang teacher na anay uban nga mugas na dayon sa next word even if wala pa ka nahuman sa pagkanta kay na sila kung kanus ka mo stop mura jud sila mga kanang gigukod og kabayo ba magpinaspasay ingan na kay patas anay ba nag mga points kay nay ubang teachers mohatag og points in my case I give points to students nga maka-answer dayon but sa ingani nga case kay sila man jud tanan. So that's my points tanan. So this made me realize that songs and rhymes help children predict words and understand sentence patterns, which strengthens their language skills. And also, another example in this third picture, another example kay kanang storytelling. So as I have mentioned earlier, ang storytelling also, it boosts listening and comprehension sa students. Especially, parehaan ni, kung mag-story ko sa akong mga estudyante before, kay mag-activities ako first. Example, na ko'y cut-out pictures. Ako nang ipapuzzle. Niya, magkuan ko nila, like each table, same siya puzzle. And then each table, I will give an envelope and then I will have a timer, maybe let's just say 2 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, ingana, or 5 minutes. It depends. So 5 minutes kantahay, taas ra gani na. Pero simple ra jud nga puzzle. And then I will let them solve the puzzle. So example akong topic among story kay about the lion and the mouse. So picture sa lion and sa mouse. Niya ako siyang i-cut out. Yeah, the first group who will finish the puzzle will be the winner and I will give plus points. And then ingana, so challenge sila. Yeah, after Anna, each table, I will ask them, what can you see in the picture? So each of them will tell me na, oh, I kanang na ako nakita nga lion, ako nakita nga mouse, na ako nakita nga rope, ingana, na ako nakita nga forest, ingana siya. And then after that, magsugod ng story. So ako nako sa middle, akong students kay nag-circle or maybe nag-gather. And then man ako, are you ready to listen to the story? And then man say, yes, we are ready, very ready. So mato. After anak kay muasa ko nila, do you know this story? And then some of the students they say no, some of the students they will say yes. Then after that man ako na what are the animals you can find in this picture? And then muna na sila ka na lion, muna sila mouse, and then muna na yung ka na, who do you think or what do you think will happen in the story? And uban mo kuan o kaninging ani, like uban mo na ka ng, basin kan o ni lion si mouse, ingana. And naiuban na sa nilang answer. So it is really, really engaging because some students they will share their opinions even if kanang layo ra kayo. So ato sa na acknowledge, no? And then while telling the story, I will stop and I will ask them, what do you think will happen next? So this will enhance their imagination skills. Yes. So rhyming words or maybe rhyming songs, nursery songs, and stories really boost listening and comprehension of students. Okay, so next one, support social interaction. So creative activities, especially group activities like dramatic play or group storytelling, encourage conversations, turn taking, and collaboration. Children learn the social rules of communication, including expressing themselves clearly, listening attentively, and responding appropriately to others. So these interactions build essential social skills and lay the foundation of meaningful dialogue. So for example, when I do a puppet show with my students, I notice that some of my students feel shy at first. But as they watch their classmates speak through the puppets, they slowly gain confidence. So one time, I asked them to pretend the puppets were best friends, talking about their favorite food. So some of them giggled and made funny voices, while others tried to copy the words their classmates used. So, makalingaw kaayo kay magtinabangay sila to create a story, and also some of the students they will make funny voices, and I could see that they were practicing how to take turns in conversation. So through these activities, I see how preschoolers learn more social skills like waiting for their turn, listening to others, and responding properly. So it's amazing to watch them grow more comfortable expressing their thoughts, not just with the puppets, but also in real conversations. So as a teacher, I always make sure to encourage every child to participate, even if even if it's just by saying like one word or making a simple sentence or simple action. But as we all know that even if it's a small steps, small and small and small steps, if we combine each other, it is a very big impact already to their communication skills or to their development. Okay, so the next one, it enables phonemic awareness. So when I teach my preschoolers phonemic awareness, I love using music, rhymes, and word games because they make learning fun and natural. So as what I have mentioned earlier sa akong ikaduha nga explanation, which is it boosts listening and comprehension. Nag-mention ko dito of rhymes, music, and stories. So also, rhymes, music, and word games, it enhances phonemic awareness. One of our favorite activities is singing simple rhythm songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, as what I've mentioned earlier, Jack and Jill, or Itsy Bitsy Spider, very simple, but we can search more, right? So I noticed that when we repeat the songs, the children start to recognize the similar sounds at the end of words. Sometimes they often like magbalik-balik sila og kanta kay they are very 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 like happy or lingaw kayo sila sa mga rhyming words. Basta rhyming words kani mga bata kay lingaw kaayo, magpataka ra rhyme, may uban pataka ra jud rhyme. Okay? So one time also, I played a rhyming game where I said a word like cat, for example, in this picture, a word like cat. And then they had to find a similar word. Some shouted hat, while others giggled and made up funny rhyming words. Mana ko na may kanang like kantaan man ako kanang I have a word cat, I have a word cat. You find the word, you find the rhyming word of cat. Yan na. Wala gani, going bulilit, going bulilit, ana gani. And then, na students mo na sila, it's a hat, mo na sila. So, siya, iyabag siya, no? So, lingaw kayo bisag mga mauwawa ng mga estudyante kay they will still join and then they will try. So, as a teacher, I will cheer for them, of course. And also some students, they will also cheer. And then through these activities, I see that children begin to understand the sounds in words, which is a very important step in learning to read and spell. As a teacher, I make sure to praise their efforts, even if they don't get the perfect rhyme right away. Even if they have a lot of mistakes, sometimes the important is they try and they enjoy. Okay? So as what I've said earlier, nag-playing aning nga game, ako sa day silang ipa-spell nila mo na po. Example, what's the rhyme word for cat? And then mo na sila hat. Can you spell hat? So mo na sila H-A-T. So and then read hat. So yeah, it enhances their reading and spelling skills. So last but not the least, it strengthens cognitive connections. So group activities encourage conversations, turn taking, and collaboration. So hands-on activity like drawing, dramatization, and puppetry link word to actions and visuals, creating a multi-sensory learning experience. So this connection between language and sensory experiences reinforces language learning and helps children make deeper connections with the words they are learning. So example, in this picture, like maybe a child drawing a picture of a family using, or maybe example lang, a child kind of drawing of family picnic. That's the child might use the word like sunny, grass, and then food to describe their drawing. So it strengthens their understanding of these words, grass, sunny, and then food. This helps also them to connect words to real world experiences and make language more meaningful. So I have noticed that my preschool students learns best when they can see, touch, and do things themselves. One time we had a drawing activity where I asked them to draw their favorite place. While drawing, one of my students excitedly said, teacher, this is the beach. We always go to the beach. My mom really loves beach. And then naay sun, naay water, and then naay white sand. It's very, very nice. And then naay sand diri. Nya sa pikas kay naa sa swimming pool. Mo na ganit sila, yung mo na sila usang student. Yes, me too, teacher. The last time we went to this place. Ato sila plantation ko na ma'am. And then very nice. So maghinambugay din na sila. So this showed me how their minds connect word to real experiences. And then, by allowing children to engage in hands-on activities, they don't just memorize words. They understand them, of course. So when they can draw, act, or create something related to what they are learning, mas sayo nila masabtan og mahinumduman ang lesson. So it also makes learning more fun and meaningful for them. So in conclusion for this, creative activities provide a rich and engaging environment for language development. They encourage verbal expression, boost listening comprehension, support social interaction, enhance phonemic awareness, and strengthens cognitive connections, laying the foundation for strong communication skills and love of learning. Okay, so now let's talk about the different creative activities for preschoolers. Actually, there are lots of creative activities for preschoolers. There are lots of examples. But I have here I just divided it into three parts. And each part, there are two examples of creative activities for preschoolers. And I think some of you gigamit na niyo sa inyong classroom. So we have here language and literacy activities, arts and crafts activities, and outdoor and nature-based activities. So we have the first one, language and literacy activities. We have the puppet show. So puppet show is very common, you know. So puppet show. So children use puppets to create stories, acting out characters, and dialogue. So how we do it? So we provide children with puppets. It can be hand puppet, or maybe a sock puppet, or paper bag puppets, and encourage them to create and act out stories. Give prompts like a lost puppet or a magical adventure to inspire creativity. And then, as a teacher, we need to guide them in using different voices and expressions for characters. Then let them perform in pairs or maybe by groups to build confidence. Okay, as we all know, if students will work as a team, they will build confidence with it. So after they make their puppet, let them share also. We can ask them why they made this, why they made that, and also why they choose this kind of puppet. Nganong kaniman, nganong dog imuhang gipili, nganong man cat imuhang gipili, ingana. And then after that, you can maybe group them and let them make a story. And then why we need this activity. This activity develops children's imagination and narrative skills, helping them express their ideas, or the activity also enhances language development by introducing new words and sentence structures. It builds confidence, especially for shy children, so kanang mga munggiwawon, by allowing them to speak through a puppet. And also social skills may be improved as children take turns and collaborate in storytelling. And most importantly, it makes learning language fun and interactive. Okay, so how do we assess kids? So we observe how children use language and creativity while telling the stories. We need to note their sentence structure, vocabulary use, and confidence in speaking. So if ma-feel na to nga siya student, kaya atong i-encourage student. And then we need to let them, okay, there are also some students, like if we correct them, dali na sila masakitan. Kaya ba na ta sa mga bata karon nga grabe ka sensitive kung imo lang kasabaan, aw hilak dayon. Kung ana ka nga kanang sayop man na, o mustukan dayon sa ilang mama, sayop man ko manong hilak dayon ba grabe ka sensitive. We also need to assess their ability to interact and take turns in group storytelling. Ask them to retell the story without a puppet to check comprehension. And also the last is to provide feedback and encourage them to expand their narratives. Next one is we have pretend play or role play. So what I have mentioned earlier, it's very important for children to be imaginative and creative, right? So we can set up a play area with props related to a chosen rule, so such as restaurant, hospital, or construction site. Grabe, no? Basta mga preschool teacher ta dapat yung creative kayo ano. So some of the schools na sila kanang area nga na ay mga kitchen, na ay library part, but some also schools kay classroom na jud siya. So it depends on the school or the classroom. And then let children take on different roles and act out scenarios. Provide simple dialogues or situations to guide them, like taking a food order or building a house. Allow them to switch roles and interact with peers. Observe and encourage them to use new vocabulary. So, role plays or pretend play allows children to explore real world experience in a fun and engaging way. It develops social skills by encouraging teamwork and cooperation. So, this activity enhances vocabulary as children learn new words related to the different professions: teacher, doctor, firefighter, nurse, and ana. It fosters problem solving as they navigate pretend situations. Lastly, it nurtures creativity and imagination, making learning enjoyable. Yes. Okay, so how do we assess the kids? So observe their use of vocabulary, just like earlier, and then assess their ability to take turns. Taking turns is very important. Listen and interact respectfully with peers. So take note of their problem-solving skills in different role-play scenarios. Ask open-ended questions about their experience, such as, what did you like being about, what did you like about being a chef? Why do you like being a teacher? Why do you like being a doctor? Because it encourages self-reflection on what they learned from the activity. Okay? And then the next one is arts and crafts activities. And then we have here the first example, finger painting and handprint art. This is very common sa grade 1, grade 2, and kindergarten. Mag-paint, poster paint ba na siya niya? Na ay kuan, and then ipakuan sa bata ang ilang hand, and then ipapilit nila sa bond paper. So, malingaw yung mga bata, ano, kay hugaw man. Hili kina sila ana. So, children use their fingers and hands to create art on paper or canvas. But now, we don't use some maybe we use canvas, but it's expensive. So, they just use paper. Kay kung paper, kung sayo, aw labay. Pero kung canvas, lisod jud siya, no? So we provide children with washable paints, large sheets of paper, and a space for a messy play. Kay hugawan siya ni siya. And then encourage them to use their fingers, hands, and even sponges to create patterns and images. So why we need this activity? So finger painting stimulates sensory exploration, helping children understand different textures and colors. It also strengthens fine motor skills as they learn to control their finger movements. And then the activity fosters creativity and self-expression through free-form painting. Yeah, free-form painting. Nindot jud din siya, no? It promotes emotional well-being by allowing children to express feelings through art. Lastly, it builds confidence as they take pride in their creations. So, mag-ana na sila, panak-ana sila kamot. Ala, nice kay ang kamot na ako. Ala, nice kay ang kamot na ako. Yan na. So, how do we assess the kids? So, observe how children engage with colors and textures. Assess their ability to control finger movements and create intentional designs. Encourage them to describe their artwork. We can also encourage them to describe their artwork, helping to develop language skills. Note their level of enthusiasm, their excitement, and creativity in exploring different techniques. Provide positive reinforcement and ask questions to extend their learning. So ako, guys, ako ang part, nasa ko ano nga, kung kinsa to'y pinakanindot, na ako'y bored nga akong ibot na nila best output. So, ang students kay ila jud na i-do ilang best nga nindot ilahang pag finger paint or handprint art kay kung pag-meeting na ang parents maabot mo na sila nga mommy look what's in the bulletin board, it's my finger, it's my hand. So ma-proud sad sila sa ilang mga binuhat. And then it encourages sensory exploration, develop fine motor skills, expands creativity, builds self-confidence. Next one is collage making. This is also very, very common. So children create artwork by various materials such as paper, fabric onto a surface. And also, like, as teacher, we provide materials like paper, fabric, leaves, or magazine, even magazines. Pwede sa tamo as a students nga magda sila magazines or newspapers or kanang sa una gani nga dili ko siya collage no. Kanang sa una kay kanang mga mm, construction paper atong ikat-kat kanang mga used construction papers niya tagaan ng students, and then let them maybe make collage or maghatag ba kag pareha aning sa sample diri nga kanang rainbow. So it depends on the students how they will like do or how they will present it. And then guide children to cut, tear, and arrange materials creatively on a surface. Offer themes such as animal collage, or nature collage for inspiration, or rainbow collage. And also encourage them to talk about their design choices and experiment with different textures. Display their finished collage for appreciation. Just what I have mentioned earlier, na bulletin board na sad, nga iputang dito kung kinsa best in collage. Nasa to'y usa nga mosaic, gani nga, kanang shell gani sa egg, nga ipakuan nimo i-homework to siya sa mga bata mostly before nga ipapilit na pero di ba ng bata buhat ang parent man. Yes. So we have the next one. We have outdoor and nature-based activities. So we have here the first one, outdoor scavenger hunt. So dili na nato i-focus ang children sa classroom lang. Also, ato sa sila pagawson, painitan sa nato sila, no? Pero guide sa nato. So, children search for specific items outdoors, following clues and completing tasks. So, just like in this picture, na ay paper nga pangitaon sa students, but we need to make sure nga ang ilahang pangitaon nga items or clues kay mga sayon ra, like example mga leaves, stones, flowers, ingana mga sayon ra good kay para dali ra sad sila makita and kanang duol ra sad sa place or sa imuhang classroom. So these outdoor scavenger hunt, it strengthens fine motor skills by improving like scissor control and hand-eye coordination kay magkat-kat man sana sila ikabot sa classroom. So the activity fosters creativity as children explore different textures and compositions. So it enhances problem-solving skills as they decide to arrange and layer materials. So language development allow mm, So why we need this activity? So it encourages curiosity and exploration in nature. It strengthens observation skills as children learn to identify different objects. The activity also promotes like problem solving by requiring children to use clues to find the items. So it supports physical development by engaging children in active movement. And lastly, it nurtures the love for outdoors and environmental awareness. So, how do we assess kids? So, we need to observe their engagement in searching for objects, assess their ability to follow clues and solve problems, and take note of their teamwork and communication skills. So, dili lang kay sila paunhanay no mag-away na nga, ako aman na, ako aman na. So, not like that. Encourage them to describe what they found using new vocabulary. Provide positive feedback and ask reflective questions about their discoveries. And last is animal charades. So these animal charades is very fun and engaging activity to children. Pwede siya natubuhaton sa gawas, pwede siya sa sulod. So I have here animal charades. So children act out different animals without speaking while others guess the animal. So this one is very nice if sa outdoor siya kay para bigger space, dako sila ba aksyonan kay sa classroom man gud namo sa una katong nag-intern pa ko kay gamay man gud to siya. So this animal charades enhances creativity and imagination. So mag-imagine sabihan ang mga bata kung unsa ang ilahang action nga buhaton. It develop language skills for the students who will guess what the action or what the action is about. It improves social skills because of their connection with each other will improve, yes, their connection, their social skills. And it boosts self-confidence or confidence skills. Kay kung ikaw mo act ka, dapat magabaga sa kasimuhang now. Right? So, how do we assess the kids? So, observe their confidence and enthusiasm in acting or acting out animals or acting anything. Assess their ability to use body language and gestures effectively. And also we need to take note their vocabulary development as they learn new animal names. So naiuban students what pa jud kaila sa like animal names. Yes. Kay naiuban no bright lang jud sila. Naiuban bright sila but they don't have that maybe like intelligence in classifying or identifying different animals, different vegetables, different fruits, anything. Yeah, nadyo ba nga na. And then we need to evaluate their social interaction skills such as turn taking and teamwork. And last, we need to encourage self-reflection as always on their favorite parts of the game. What is your favorite part of the game? What have you learned from the game? And then we ask them one by one. Yes, so in that way, It will enhance their communication skills and their reflective skills. Okay, so that's all for this part. Thank you everyone for listening. So that's all. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening, and let's continue to the assessment.